Let's see. Are my headset connected? Nope, not connected. So I should have vocals out here. Go away. All right. If you want to talk about van life, you want to talk about how pissed off I am at everything going on right now, this is the channel for you. I am not intoxicated by any means. I was yesterday. I woke up still a little intoxicated, but that was, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock this morning. We're going to talk about some serious issues. The government controlling us. Yeah, it's here. It's here. It's here. People, wake the fuck up. The control is here. If you're sick of working 5 jobs to keep one house and food on your plate, you need to listen to this. Because it comes with awareness. I'm not living in my car right now, and I haven't for about 2 years. But I was planning on going right the fuck back out there, but I can't. If this is your beef, and we're responsible for it. We are. The older generation. This hair may be brown, and I'm going to tell you what, it's not L'Oreal. It's not any hair color. It's not dye. It's all natural. I gave up dyeing my hair because I kept losing it faster. When I started this, I know some health issues that I've got going on. I don't share it with the public. I didn't even share it with my kids. 10 years ago, they found something They found something wrong with my breast 10 years ago. I didn't even say anything to my kids. So I'm going to go, yes. What is your question? This is not a channel where I am begging for anything. This is a channel where I'm about to out your government. The government is controlling your asses to work 3, 4, and 5 jobs every day. Because you can't afford to live. I am 51 years old. And when I said that we're responsible because we raised hard-working kids. We raised hard-working kids in very difficult. We had Levi's, we had Reebok, we had Nike, we had Guess, we had Lucky Jeans. My favorite pair of Lucky Jeans came from my aunt. Yeah, I had it hard. I even had a, well, then you need to move. If you're 9, you need to move on, because this is not for you. This is for adults. I'm going to tell you. It's for adults. If you are young, you need to go. The government has got us working 3, 4, and 5 jobs. And it's time to take our time back. I saw a short video. They want us to work 8 hours a day. They want us to sleep 8 hours a day. They want us to be the ones raising our kids, because our teachers are the ones in there saying, well, we're not supposed to be raising your kids. Well, you've got them for 8 hours a day, and I don't have that extra time to give them. So guess what? You deserve a little bit more time with them, I guess, than I do, because the government says I have to send them to school, and the government says I have to work. And looking at the bills and the prices, and my son has an $800 electric bill. Well, son, if you are 9 years old or 10 years old, I'm going to have to boot you. So, you can either tell the truth about your age or, I'm sorry. Yeah, $800. You want to know what his rent is? Well, I mean, he has roommates. I'm one of them. I was living in my Pathfinder. And I did not complain. I didn't beg anybody for anything. I didn't even get out of my car. I knew there was a place I could get coffee that was for the homeless, but I did not go every day. They used to call me to take their extra coffee. But yes, $800 a day, or $800 a month. Now, the government is forcing you. And it's not really forced. You're giving it to them willingly, but they are forcing you. You got to have a house. You got to have a house. Do you want to know why they want you to have a house? I'm going to be honest with you. They want you in a physical address so they can have you vote. You can't vote without an address. You have to have a driver's license. It's hard to get a driver's license when you don't have an address. They're forcing you. They're forcing all of us. Everybody's too blind to see it, but they all want to call us lazy. No, I'm a Gen Xer who just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care about having the house. I don't have to have things. I like my phone. I like my car. I like my camera. I like freedom. We came here, according to, everybody, we came here for freedom. Yet this is no longer free. Bye. Bye, jackass. Now, anybody else want to be a jackass in here? I don't care about teeth either. I found out I can eat healthier without teeth. And, by the way, dentist, they put all this shit in your food so your teeth fall out. Mine was actually from a hereditary disease. Pyorrhea. So, you can kiss my ass if you got a comment on my teeth. I got other things to do and other fish to fry. Now, I want everybody who comes and watches this video, because I will be making a short. Let me see, what else do I need to put on here? Alright. Because see, I don't have time for that bullshit. I don't have time for that. I would love to own a piece of land, but I wouldn't have a house on it. I wouldn't have a house on it. I mean, you realize you can build a better house than what they actually allow for construction? My aunt and my uncle did it. They actually have a great big compound now. All personally built for my cousins to come back and live, because they knew this shit was going to happen. Alright. I am okay. No problem with that. Hi. You know what? Bye. Hi. Okay. I'm going to have this facing out there. Not for what this commenter said. Basically, I don't want my face up in here. I never do. That's why I usually do art. So, you can watch my street as I talk. Now, I don't know how many people in here are tired of being tired and broke. You know, I had a tipped job. And I actually did pretty good. I mean, I did well. You want to see our popo? He's at the stoplight. Hi, Slay Stitch. How are you? Hi, Kaylee. How are you? So this, I'm not really a requester. I'm just here to spill some tea. And the tea is, I'm sick of society. I'm sick of the government. I'm sick of society. I am sick of the way the government is controlling society. If you are tired of working 3 or 4 or 5 jobs in a 24-hour day, 7 days a week, 30 or 28 days a month, then you gotta listen to this. That's all I ask you. Because the only thing that's gonna change anything about the way society works today is being vocal about it. Being pissed off enough to say something about it. So here's what I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna look down, I'm gonna check the time. Because it's gonna be a short live. I'll probably be back later. I don't know. I don't know if they call it homeless by choice or actually homeless by brilliance. But I'm not homeless. In Virginia, if you have a car, you're not homeless. And that's what their law is. I guess I gotta go. No, because Commonwealth states, they can make up their own damn laws. So be careful if you're in Kentucky, Virginia. I don't know what other Commonwealth states are, but if you're in any of those states, you are susceptible to getting trumped up charges on you. Because in a Commonwealth state, if they pull you over, they can charge you with any fucking thing they want to. If they deem your breath smells nasty, it's offensive to the officer. Toxic. That was sarcasm, but I wouldn't put it past an officer. Get out of my face. It's it's an assault on an officer. Just breathing in their face. Severe case of halitosis. That's Kentucky, Virginia. I don't know what other states are still Commonwealth. But I got out of them. My driver's license still says Virginia. I'm in Missouri. The reason why they're coming up against us, I can almost guarantee it, is because we refuse to pay the government or to pay for housing that is so far expensive because the dollar has no value. The only way to make the dollar valuable anymore is to make sure you're not able to pay it. I mean, for real. Let me get my paper out. You need to see. In Punta Gorda, Florida, I did a little research on the homeless society while I was out there being homeless, living in my car. I also did a couple of weeks and I went back in Nashville at the Nashville Rescue Mission. I wanted to see the families. I wanted to see old people having to live in a mission because they can't afford a house. They can't get into those communities that say they're 55 plus. If you can't afford to live, but you want my energy, we can't afford to live and give you our energy. It's wasted time. That's what it is. It's wasted time. I am tired. They want us in a house. They want to house us, actually. They want it for the money. I mean, hell, look at how many people are in prison. And they're trying to make us little prisonettes and prisoners. They don't care about society. They only care about the voter population. I haven't voted in years, by the way. And the last time I did, it was for the first Trump. The first Trump. And I voted for Trump. And I'm glad I didn't vote for anybody this time. Because neither one of them. And please don't think I am unintelligent. I've been to college. Was on the dean's list twice in a row. So if you think I'm uneducated, I am not about to censor myself anymore. I have been holding back my tongue for a long time. And I'm not fluid right now. I'm not. I'm pissed. I'm genuinely pissed off. I made a coherent post on another van lifer's video on YouTube. And somebody else commented, you know, this gives the truckers, the trucking society, a bad rap too. Because there are people who will sit there and spend all their time trucking our crap across the country. Amazon, the mail. I mean, anything that gets a delivery to you, they have to take time off the road. And some of them work so much just to get the hours that they don't spend time with their family. And that, I've seen a video from overseas of that case. I've had people in my family that were truckers, but this is my husband's family. And my husband's worked at a truck stop. My husband's retired Navy, by the way. He's disabled. Why is it easier for the military to pass the disability? And it just came to mind because they've got a constant record. Well, you know, abilities and disabilities, they come and go. I found that out. They come and go. Like, he got most of his disability from a concussion. He had a couple of them. He has hearing loss, carpal tunnel, sleep apnea. You load all those up, and he can get disability. You want to know what? If I load all that stuff up, it's just more burden on me. I get nothing. I have osteoarthritis, spinal stenosis, fibromyalgia. I have concussion issues now. I had never had a concussion like this magnitude before. But that was 4 years ago, and I'm still suffering from it. So if I'm, you know, kind of looping around, forgive me. Everybody out there is trying to sling something. And I'm one of them that used to. I made and sold incense. I made and sold candles. I made and sold body lotions, oils. Y'all want to see them leave? It's the firehouse. I've had 4 businesses running at one time, and I worked outside of the house. So this is how I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'd pack up one of those businesses on the weekend and go to the flea market where they could smell my product coming up and down the road. I know somebody who used to live in their van and screen print. Found out he had a wad of cash he left. I mean, cash, too. Cash. It wasn't in a bank. He left cash. They're mad because we're saving our money and we're not spending it in a house. We're not spending it on electricity. We're not spending it on a phone or internet. They're pissed off because we're not stupid. We got sick of society. We got sick of the normal bullshit. That's why they're mad. That's why they're coming after the homeless. We got smart. We worked smarter, not harder. There's an old phrase. You can work from daylight to dusk. That's it. That's the only time they worked as farmers. My family had $250,000 up in the bank. Hey, how you doing today? They had $250,000 in the bank when they died. And my grandmother had cancer. My grandmother had cancer. I don't know if she ever got on a Medicaid fast enough or if she was able to get disability fast enough. But I'm going to tell you what, I got a feeling a lot of hers was out of pocket. Thank God she didn't have to do it for more than 10 months. My grandmother didn't like doctors either. And I know why. And I'm looking at the same very thing. Because I know there's something going on with me in my breasts. And I refuse to go to a doctor because I do not want chemo and they will want to force that shit down me. No, I don't need it. Let the good Lord take me home on his time. Don't interfere with it. I'll be here on this earth just long enough as I need to be. They want the voters. They want to come and badger you at the house to vote. Even if you have a no trespassing up. Hey, come vote for this stupid idiot. You know what? The biggest black magic, the biggest sin is lying. You may not think so, but look at how much karma you get for lying. You lie to somebody and then somebody turns around and lies to you. We pay our politicians to lie for us, and they lie to us. We pay them to lie. How about that? Ain't that fucked up? I'm going to have to bleep this out in CapCut or something. Yeah, I don't use editing software. I prefer to be raw. I want you to see my flaws because I really don't give a fuck what you think about my outside appearance. I want you to hear my message. Everybody else, they want you to be censored. Nope. I want to hear what you got to say. Because if you tell me a lie, it'll come back. Let me step away for a minute. Enjoy the scenery. Okay, I'm back. The reason is ridiculous. I know I'm not attractive to everybody. Ain't nobody gonna be attracted to everybody, trust me. I ain't here for everybody. I'm here for the people who want a voice. They said we need somebody to stand up. I'll vocalize for you. The whole fucking reason why they're against us as campers and, you know, trying to get us into these facilities to help us, they're not trying to help us. I've been to those facilities. I've actually gone through them. There's one in Florida. I liked her, but I didn't like her. I have my reasons. Censorship. This is supposed to be the United States, where we're free. What we do is supposed to be free. The only thing that we don't have that's free is being human. We can't want a peaceful life. We can't want a life that's minimal without being criticized, ostracized, and cast aside. And when we were cast aside, we started raising a stink in everybody else's eyes. And I gotta say, I'm one of those ones who have been looking down my nose at somebody who was homeless. That came real early in my life. And then by the time I was 22 years old, I'm sitting here giving a guy a jacket and $20 and taking him to Waffle House to eat. I became so empathetic to the homeless community that I wanted to dig into why they were homeless. And then it didn't take me long to figure it out. It took all 4 of my family members working together at the same company, the same restaurant, to make ends meet, and we still didn't do it. My boys had 2 jobs. The bad thing is, our rent was $1,500 with utilities paid. It was on the ocean front though, so I can't complain. I wasn't complaining. We still had to pay $60 a month for parking because we had to have private parking in a parking garage because of the tourists that would come through and just park anywhere. The only way was so that we could have a place to park was to pay for it in the parking garage. And it was attached to the apartment complex. But in that place, we got into it. And yes, you got to have 3 times the rent. This place wanted you to have almost 4 times the rent. You had to be making 4 times the rent. Now, this was before my kids got into that work mode. So, my husband and I were doing that on our own. My kids didn't become employed until they got in with Dairy Queen, which was in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Our house got sold out from underneath us in another place. After getting out of that one particular, because with all the amenities, it's great. When you lose your income, it's not. And my husband and I both lost our income when we lost our car. I went to make the car payment, and before I could get the car payment done, some bitch is gone. It's tough to be out there. We were both Uber drivers, and we moved to the oceanfront, but moving to the oceanfront, we tapped into resources from a family member, and it fell downhill from there. He helped us get out of the place we were in. We hadn't had enough time to get on our feet with that particular place. I got a job at the restaurant and was going to work there. And then I told him, no, I can't do this. I've got too many health issues. It was as a dishwasher. I mean, I got hired pretty quick. And I can get hired. The only thing is, okay, we have a lot to discuss and unbox here. Because those jobs they say that are out there, they're all bogus. Bogus jobs. And people, now, it's hard on Indeed to get a fucking job. You want to know why? You got stalkers out there putting advertisements for jobs out there that don't exist, and they're actually doing bad things with it. I read an instance with that on Indeed. You can't even legitimately apply for a job that looks interesting without having to worry about it. Is it legitimate? Is this a job, or is it going to be something that, somebody harms me in it? I've actually taken a job where the private investigator wanted me to, I worked as a skip tracer in the 90s. The private investigator that I worked for asked me to come clean his house. Okay, I'll clean your house. I'm thinking, okay, you've got to be somewhat smart. You don't want to go and assault somebody. No, he tried. I got the hell out of there, and I didn't work for him again. I didn't report him then. I should have. But I figured if I don't go back, I don't raise any stink, I'm good. Just walk away and get the hell out of there. Nope. It still bugs me to this day. I did successfully get one car repossessed in Portsmouth, Virginia. And if you know Portsmouth, Virginia, you know how hard that was. I'm sick of being used. My energy being used to fund somebody else's pockets. And me not getting any enjoyment in life. I wish God would come down here and do a reset. We need it. We need it. We need a reset on human empathy. The ability to put yourself into somebody else's shoes is what empathy is. If you can't put yourself in somebody else, and I don't mean physically, I mean mentally. I can't even imagine what it's like to be you. Yeah, I know you can't. Now let me be me. If you think you can help me in the right way, and I don't mean taking advantage of me, because I got done that way at Wendy's. Wendy's, the manager offered me a job at Wendy's in Dixon, Tennessee, because she saw me sleeping in the Pilot parking lot. Actually, she didn't see me sleeping there. She saw me charging my laptop in the dining room and asked me, "Are you looking for a job?" What have you got? She thought I was in there to apply for jobs. They'd seen me walk to the bathroom, seen me walk back out. They'd seen me park my ass in the chair, and she thought I was looking for jobs. What I was there was stressful. This has all been stressful. This is an avenue that I never expected to go down and stay on. I expected to get on my feet. When I left my husband, I expected to get on my feet. No, I had to come back to my husband just to be able to survive. Because I'm not interested in dating anyone. I'm not interested in a hookup. I'm not interested in sucking some man dry. And I'm not willing to do that to a woman because it's not the way I am. And I'm not against whatever you do. But it's not for me. Your lifestyle shouldn't be imposed on us. And ours shouldn't be imposed on you. So why are you sticking your nose in our business? Everybody said, what goes on in our bedroom doesn't mean it has to go on in yours. How about this? What goes on in my car doesn't have to go on in your life. As a matter of fact, my car not parked in your driveway, then it doesn't belong in your brain. Unless you're sitting here watching me online. Now, if you're watching me online, I never ask for funding. I don't ask for help from people. I would much rather make jewelry and sell it, because I can do that. I'd rather sell my necklace to you in person for $1 or $2 than to sell it for $50 online. And I make genuine gemstone necklaces and bracelets. I would rather sell it to you. Earrings. I made earrings. I would sell them for 10 for 10. 10 pairs of earrings, emerald, amethyst. Oh God, what kills me in society? God, I had 10 pairs of earrings for $20 at one point. Real gemstones. I have a business license, people. I have a business license. I know how to run a fucking business. But I know how to run it in a way that's not going to kill society. The problem is, y'all would rather pay $60 because you think everything in there is real instead of paying $10 for a bag of earrings that just came off the rack that I made. Y'all would rather pay $60 for an imitation anything because it came from a place you know. Y'all forgot about mom and pop businesses. Y'all forgot about all of that shit that made society what it was back when it was growing. Y'all would rather pay the WM. You would rather pay I'm not using names. But y'all would rather pay somebody who built the business the same way I'm trying to as a mom and pop. But Mr. Walton didn't expect this bullshit. Where half the food isn't even food anymore. Half the food we eat's not even food anymore. And we got multi-billionaires telling us it's okay to eat it. Life is not what it used to be. I'm 51 years old. I had a farming family. At least I knew my food was real. At least I knew my food wasn't GMO. But no, they got to the farmers too. No, they started making seeds with these pesticides in them. And what does that grow? Oh, it grows a plant. The seed grows a plant that's now fully pesticided up for the people to kill them faster. Controlling the population. And this is the life we live because nobody wants to ruffle anybody else's feathers. I'm about to ruffle some feathers. This video right here, I have several little snips I can take and make a short from it. We need somebody to voice for us. If you want to live a simple life, we shouldn't be hassled. We shouldn't be hassled. Yeah, there are other people out there with addictions. They need help. Ask a person. Not everybody has an addiction. Not everybody has an addiction. And my addiction, which I'm about to flip this camera and go again. Here, I'm gonna have this, and y'all can watch that. So now you know. This is also, by the way, if you have not ever watched a, there used to be a channel that showed the Game Show Network. In the Game Show Network, they had, game shows from an early era. And I used to love watching Betty White. Betty White was on a couple of them. What's My Line was one of them. They used to have cigarette advertisements. Right there. They didn't skip. There was no cutting. It was all just one big shot. And I miss that. I miss it. You know why? At least it was truth in advertising right there. They didn't know anything about cancer at that time. I mean, they may have, but I don't know when that came out. But, you know, I've always said and always heard that disease causes disease. If your body is at a place of unrest, dis-ease, it can grow disease. And I'm just fed up. I'm fed up. Now, I'm gonna have this tobacco stick. And I'm gonna flip the camera to the other side so I'm not offending anybody. We became an era of people who are too afraid to talk because we're afraid to chap somebody else's ass. We've afflicted our own damn selves. I'm wondering. Alright, you know what? I think I'm going to end this live. I'm going to end this live. I just realized I've got another way of doing this. See, I'm a channeler. I'm a medium. What means is there'll be people who passed over come through me and sit and talk. Some leave a fleeting message. Some will just raise my vocal cords so they, say something. Are you gone? Bye. I wasn't a crackhead. I've never been a crackhead, never used crack. So kiss my ass and fuck you later. Anybody else? Pass on by. I'll block your ass too. Oh my gosh. No. The last one just asked me if I was a crackhead. So, no, I'm not. Never done it. Never touched it. The only thing I do is weed and alcohol and cigarettes. But, I'm here to talk about the government, these laws, and how they're all about control. They want us to have an address. That's it. Most of us are pretty much harmless from what I've seen. And the ones who aren't, they're the ones that are out there acting all crackhead out. The ones of us who are pretty much polite, we're the ones with no weapons, just scissors in the door, just in case somebody with a weapon comes up. That was me anyway. My crafting scissors. I just like to be alone and in the fucking woods. I don't want to be trapped in the fucking four walls. But yet, that's somebody else's idea of what life is supposed to be like. So, I need a moderator. I don't have a huge following to have moderators, though. Oh my gosh. I am so sick of the government trying to... First, the government was up in our bedrooms. Then they were up in our house. Now they're up in our fucking cars. They want to control every aspect of us. And we're supposed to be in a free-flowing country. But we have no freedom. If you're tired of working 3, 4, and 5 jobs, then you find yourself doing this. Because, well, you found out that you are a little bit... Are you fucking... You know what? I'm not even fucking with you. there. Bye, jackass. Keep coming back. I got nothing better to do. Keep coming back. Report that, bitch. I was here to talk about our government, but you want to be a jackass. Let me ask you something. What makes you think I'm a crackhead? What makes you think I do meth? What makes you think I do? If you know so much about it, how do I know you're not the one doing the meth? Go ahead, because your comment helps my channel. Everything you do to aggravate me helps my channel. So go ahead. Every block I have to do helps me. Now, watch the firehouse while I smoke this cigarette. Actually, watch the fucking ceiling. One time. One time. I want to know how it is some artists can be praised for the lyrics in their songs, and they say, "Oh, it's just free speech. It's just artistry. It's just music." Well, music is manifestation. We've turned this place into a shit show. The government is a shit show. And while I feel like there should be tariffs, I do agree with that. We need to bring those damn jobs back over here to the United States and actually post some literate fucking jobs on the damn community boards and get people in honest jobs that don't require dependence on other countries. Our dollar is worth nothing because we're owned by somebody else. We are. If you're purchasing products if you're purchasing products that are created overseas, then we depend on somebody else. American made used to be a prideful thing to state. How much of that is real now? We used to have no dependence, no complete dependence in a foreign manner. And I'm not saying we should block off our borders completely, but let's face it, we got jobs we don't want to do here that other people have no problem doing. Matter of fact, it's quite hot down there, and I think they can handle the heat doing the field work that we don't want to do anymore. But remember, I got a family of farmers. They don't exist anymore because my grandparents passed away, and they were pretty much the end of the line for that. But they had a bank account of 200,000 plus. And they were living comfortably and had a house that was paid for. They bought it in the 80s. So it wasn't in that $6,000 range, but it was still affordable. It was so affordable, my dad moved that from one place to another, a town over. They had some damage to it they had to fix, but it was there. And it's paid for. Now, I have no claim in it because that's not my biological father, and I don't feel like I'll be given anything. He adopted me, yes, but that was 45 years ago. I don't know if that love still exists there yet. Not that tight. As you grow up, you start to look like your parent or your biological parent. You realize just how much they look like them, and you don't like them, and my mom passed away. So yeah, I wonder. The last time my dad helped me, he said, "Here's $1,000." Actually, he said, he sent me $2,000, I think, to get my car out of impound while I was in the hospital. They towed it, put it in impound in Clarksville, Tennessee. I was in the hospital in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for 2 weeks. My car sitting in impound. I spent another 2 weeks in the Nashville Rescue Mission, and I got to see another side of homelessness that nobody wants to see. I mean, I wasn't expecting to be there. I got put there because my car was gone. I had nowhere to go. I had nowhere to get there. No way to get there. God damn, what's under here? I guess the vibration, my iWatch, it makes me feel like there's something under it, crawling. I'm outside, so ants and spiders. I haven't been in my car in so long, there's a spider in there somewhere. Every time I get in there, it's got a web from my seat to my steering wheel to the floorboard. I have a little paintbrush I have to sweep through to get into my car. My battery's dead. I don't go anywhere. I stay here. I'm the porch puppy. I collect packages and put them inside for my son. I guess it's what I do for my room and board. It's sad. I'm 51 years old. I've worked all my life. Up until I couldn't. torn rotator cuffs. At least this one. I was working in pizza. Do you know how many pizzas I dropped? I dropped enough, pulling them out of the oven. And with this one, if I didn't have a rocker, it was a pain in the ass to do. Right here, in this part of my shoulder, which is not even close. And the bad thing is how I tore it. My daughter's dog, I went to walk him. He got spooked. There was ice on the ground. He was about, a good 1.5 feet taller than I am. And I am 5 foot, 5'1". He got spooked. I landed on this side. I'll put it to you this way. The snow was so deep and my phone was in my pocket, if I remember right. I had so much snow in my pocket that my phone died. I mean, it killed it. And I was there on vacation because my grandson was being born. I was just doing this for my daughter because I wanted to be there. And she didn't want me there. I work so much that my daughter doesn't remember me being a mom. My son doesn't remember me being a mom. But my youngest two, they remembered how hard I worked. They were the youngest ones. See, I used to be a stay-at-home mom. And I used to work from home and go to college from home. And I've made the dean's list twice, consecutively. I got bored with school. I realized that they were teaching us their narratives. They weren't teaching us anything spiritual. You lose God, you lose everything. And this is what I see this world has come to. Everybody lost God. Nobody gives that glory to God, and if they do, you wonder half the people in the church if they really give their glory to God, because I've heard some complain that they wanted to be at home watching TV. And I'm for that. If you remember, God's there with you. Make part of your day for Him. I mean, it's your choice to work. And he was a truck driver. I'm sick of having to watch this all go down. Just, it's coming. Something big is coming. I don't know if it's going to be me. And when I say something big is coming, I mean in my life. I've got a little bit of a health scare and I've been in my head all day about it. So, I just thought before I kick the bucket, before I go away from this life, this is the reason why I started this channel. I wanted my grandsons to have a place to find their grandma. How did grandma feel about the things that I question in the future, you know? Because they're going to be the ones who see this. Maybe. See, I don't get to see my grandsons. I don't know if they'll ever be told about me. I didn't come here to talk about my health problems. But I will let you know why I'm doing this. I started out my adventure in van life because I don't want to rely on the government. It's easier to be out there than to be in a doctor's office. Oh, woe is me about my health concern. Oh, woe is me, they found this again. Oh, woe is me, it's another battle of fire under my skin. My son died. He had his... In 2020, my son died. In 2010, he was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. In 2016, he was diagnosed as terminal. May have been 2017, the year doesn't matter. In 2020, he got tired of fighting. He already knew he was terminal. They told him he had 3 to 6 months to live. And he started off on an adventure to Ohio to go stay at my daughter's house. Maybe that's why I got put at my son's house, because, you know, I don't have that long. God will put you where you need to go. You just got to trust. My back is itching. Hoping it's in that damn spider. Man, if y'all could see the spider webs I had to wash off this porch yesterday. I washed it so much there was water in the basement. Hi, Tilt. The community cat. I named it Tilt because he's always walking around like this, giving everybody the side eye. And it's not just one side, it's both. They give me joy because they're able to walk around here freely. They don't have to mind up somebody else's business, you know. I'm looking at my husband's cats and his cats. We're estranged. We're married, but we're not. We haven't actually been together since 2021. I come back and stay, but that was only after like a year and a half of being gone. And me setting firm in my mindset that we're done. I liked being out there. But I am quite done with all of this. I'm not free to be myself, and I'm not free to live. It's not free to live. And I don't want to go and apply for disability. I don't want to be, I've been thinking I could go and apply for food assistance again, but I don't want to. I don't have patience for this anymore. Living takes patience. And I'm going to tell you what. The society that we have amassed ourselves to works itself to death. And it's all greed-based. Better house, better car. We're all out trying to chase the Joneses. We don't even know the Joneses. We're all out to be the billionaires we'll never be. Those billionaires, they're part of the problem. Those billionaires are the problem. You know, we think having a phone is great. It was back in the 80s. You want to know why? They were attached to the wall. You could slam them down without breaking the phone. If you ever wanted to know what time it was, you just... You ever wanted to know what the movies were playing? I miss simplicity. We've gotten way too... I mean... I figured it out later. But my son... I couldn't figure out how to change the input from one to the other. You're gonna take a walk with me. I love this door lock. Okay. This is the woman I was watching. Go watch this woman. This video right here. Go watch this woman. Go watch this woman. This woman right here. Oh. I am sick of society. I'm gonna start taking a poll. I have seen women, and these women have children. Okay? They have children. And they can't make it. Oh, there's WIC and there's food stamps and... Yeah. But they can't make it. Still, they can't make it. I'm waiting to see how my daughter does. Honestly. And it's not going to be because of her that she falls on her face if she does. It's going to be because of this crashed out society. They think we crashed out. The problem is we caught on to their bullshit. We sniffed it out, caught on to it, and we cut it off. We realized what the problem is. And nobody else wants to follow suit. Nobody else wants to admit that this is the problem because nobody remembers what it used to be like. We Gen Xers, we actually sniffed it out, and we either made comedy out of it. A lot of them have done that. They laugh about the way society is compared to how it used to be. Y'all make things way harder and way complicated. I really wanted to start this channel as a traveling channel. But because of the laws, I now can't. Mystical Arts channel. It has a lot of different connotations. So don't come in here and fuck around with me. I really don't appreciate it. I talk to God, but I also know magic. Black magic, white magic, gray magic, and red magic. Don't fuck with me. I'm not the remote viewing kind that'll make you feel like you got ghosts in your house, though. Those are the red ones you really don't want to fuck with. You see that right there? That's them telling me. They're confirming. This is my confirmation. I don't do it. My spirit team does. So, there'll be some times that you don't want to see it. But I'm not a shapeshifter. But I have noticed sometimes that the people that come through here will make me look a little different. They don't stay for long. I have protection. My angels, my guidance come from my mom, my son, my best friend. She's one of those ones that was homeless and living in the hotel rooms because she got priced out of her house, got kicked out, and nothing they could do. And yeah, he was employed. She was a stay-at-home mom. She was the one making sure she was in school. But she passed away at the age of 35. Diabetic coma because she couldn't afford her medicine. I'm a diabetic. I've been praying for that death because I can't afford my medicine. But I have insurance and still can't afford it because I don't get any money from my husband to pay for it. Yeah, it's supposed to be equal. Nothing's equal in this world. Nothing. Nothing anymore. It's all self-sacrifice. You're either sacrificing yourself for a barely livable and unloving world. Because if you're working, where are you putting time in for love? Where are you putting time in for a wife or spouse or anything that's loving? I see my sister doing it. I can't say that I envy my sister. But I'm happy for her. Barely getting by is not getting by. And if there's no love in your life, if there's no time for love in your life, where are you putting time for yourself? Self-love should bring in love. One of these times, I'm going to be sleeping on this because there are orbs that come around me a lot. And I remember I told you about vocal changes. I'm wondering if I've been shadow banned on this. I haven't seen anybody slide through the lives in a little bit. I think I'm going to start a new one. But I'm going to go take care of some things, and then I'll come back. It's 5:15 on September 1st, 2025. And while I am not done with this topic, it won't be my title next time.